Hello, good morning. My name is Laura Gonzalvo. I'm the marketing director of Batec Mobility. I'm going to tell you what we do in our company. Batec Mobility is a social company, the history of which is linked to the guy that you can see on the screen. He's my husband, and he would love to be here, but he had a medical intervention today and he couldn't come. That's why I'm here. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our company. I have got a video that I wanted to show you, because here it seems that there is no sound. 20 years ago, well, I've been in a wheelchair for 20 years and I didn't find any practical solutions. That's why I started designing my own products in order to change my life. And that's why I founded Batec Mobility. We are a company that was created by people with a disability, and the aim of which is to evolve mobility, especially for people who are in a wheelchair, so that they can have a mobility similar to people without a disability. Batec is a product that adapts to our wheelchair easily and quickly, and this allows us to transform it into a tricycle and increase our mobility. Batec is easy to use. You don't have to get rid of your own wheelchair, and it's easy to use. Besides, it's nice, it's fun. Batec is employing over 40 people today, people with disabilities, and they are in key positions within the company. The most gratifying thing, apart from making this project evolve, is to export it all over the world. And the most gratifying thing is improving the quality of life of so many people.
Bueno, pues un poco como cuenta. Pues nada, yo ya me voy.
Well, as Pau says in the video, he had an accident. He was 18 years old. He was studying industrial design, and his dream was to design motorcycles. He had an accident in 1997, and since his disability affected the lower limbs and upper limbs, he was limited in terms of mobility, and that's why he started designing his own designs. In 2004, he had the first prototype, the working prototype, and in a few months, it changed his life. He needed help for everything at first, and then he could go on his own everywhere and without any kind of problem. And then he founded the company in 2016. Our aim is to make a revolution in terms of mobility for people with a disability, so that their lives can be comparable to someone without a disability. Batec is a company, the social impact of which lies within the aim of the company. We do not manufacture just anything, and then we have a social responsibility department which works in order to do social projects. Social impact is an essential part of our business model, and this is what we wanted to reflect in this graph. We start working with people with a group of people with disabilities that generate ideas that go to the R&D department, that turns into products to be manufactured. The most important beneficiary of our social projects are our users, people who use the product and the way it changes their lives. And we also have, our staff are people with a disability. And we work close with the collective, and we also work with institutions that are related to the collective of people with disability. The largest social impact is done through products and through our sales. We are a company that has an economic activity, and this is translated into sales, and this means that we have many users that provide us feedback about the products that we develop and help us to provide a feedback to the R&D department with new ideas and new proposals to keep on working. These are the ideas that come from the collective of people with disabilities, and then everyone is happy in the end. The three main characteristics of Batec are the following. I do not use Batec, I'm not in a wheelchair, so when we have a presentation with a non-user, we usually bring someone who is a user. So we have Javier at the end of the room. He is our sales department representative in Valencia, and he's going to show us live. He's going to show us how Batec works. So you can see the Batec now, the device. As you could see in the video and now live, the main characteristic is that it's really easy to use, easy to drive, and the second feature is that it is a global solution. Usually when people need to use a wheelchair, they have to choose between a manual wheelchair and an electrical wheelchair. The advantage of Batec is that you have your manual wheelchair, and then you can connect, you can plug it or unplug it whenever you want, or whenever you need. And then the last characteristic is that it's quite practical, it is attractive, and it is fun. As Tony said in the video, the people that go in a wheelchair also buy fancy phones, they also buy fancy clothes. Being in a wheelchair does not change your way of life or the way you see design. Most users of Batec in Spain, most of them had an accident, and they still like motorcycles and speed, and that's why they have fun with Batec. And there are also three consequences out of this product. First of all, we move from a reduced mobility to an augmented mobility. Some people say that since they have the Batec, they are like the official gossipers because they can go faster everywhere. Secondly, instead of needing support, you can provide support, and then what we call the triple smile, users smile, but not only users, but also the families and the environment, the extended environment, people around you that see you. This is Pau with our two twin daughters. And when he brings our daughters to school like this, everyone smiles when they see him. In order to summarize a little bit the history of the company was founded in 2006. During the first 2 years, we moved from the first prototype that Pau built to products that could be marketed. It's not the same to do a prototype for yourselves than preparing a prototype that can be sold to the general public. We had a period to do some tests, until the project was launched. We were a blockbuster. We became a leader in terms of technical aid. When we talk about orthopedics, it usually has a negative, like a negative connotation, but that's what we tried to avoid. We created a commercial network with over 100 sale points and over 18 positions for people with disabilities. We love integration, but the positions that for people with disability are usually positions with more visibility. In other companies, they work with people with disability that are usually in the productive side. It's not our case. The person in charge has the highest disability, and it was something that came up naturally, because of course, who can sell a product better than someone who is using that product? In 2012, we participated in the Momentum project. It's a project to foster social entrepreneurship, and it was an important moment for Batec, especially for Pau, because many people in the company at the time didn't have training to create companies or etc. And it was quite useful in terms of training, mentoring, and financing, because we had access to financing, and this allowed us to prepare a plan for growth, especially in terms of internationalization. From 2013 until last year, we started the first phase of the internationalization project, and we managed to renew the product, the facilities, the equipment. We were in 24 countries. Exports last year amounted to 74% of our sales, and we could increase our turnover by 7, the amount of users, etc. And as Pau says in the end of the video, we are mainly satisfied because we could generate a revolution for mobility for over 3,000 people all over the world, 94% of which say that it has changed their lives. We have moved from one history from one story to over 3,000 stories, like the story of Maria Andrea from Colombia. Now she says that she drives her Mari Mobile. Ether, who was the first user in Ireland, Sophia as well. Now, well, when she has to go to work, she has to go over a bridge, and now she can do that thanks to Batec or Sergio. He was a motorcycle driver, and now he says he feels again the wind in his face. In order to conclude, I'm going to show you this video from real users. They sent us this video where you can see how we use it.
Muchas gracias.